human history, we've been drawn to the unknown, compelled by an insatiable curiosity to explore what lies beyond the horizon. From ancient seafarers charting new territories to modern astronauts venturing into the cosmos, the allure of discovery has been a driving force in both our evolution and progress. But what happens when we've mapped every corner of our world, when the depths of our oceans and the peaks of our mountains no longer hold secrets? We turn our gaze to the stars, imagining what strange new worlds might exist in the vast expanse of space. It's here, in this realm of imagination, that video games offer us a unique opportunity. They allow us to step into these alien worlds and explore the unknown from the safety of our homes, yet with a level of interactivity and immersion that no other medium can match. Space has an undeniable allure, at least it does for me. From the bleak vastness of the seemingly endless void between celestial bodies to far-flung planets of unknowable and foreign fauna, space seems to be inviting both mystery and allure. It was this feeling that first gripped me in my opening hours of playing Satisfactory, a game built around transforming the lush and varied alien planet you find yourself on into an urban industrialized mega compound. But it wasn't this industrial gameplay that lured me in, at least initially. It was instead the world I found myself immersed in, one that seemed familiar yet divorced from what I would normally expect. It was this experience, followed by a significant number of hours actually playing the game, that inspired me to make this video, as it made me think about why exactly this alien world was so fascinating to me. How in games like Satisfactory, we can experience the thrill of being the first to set foot on a pristine alien world, ready to be shaped by our ingenuity and ambition, but it can also be used to a more horrifying extent, with the likes of games like Dead Space, which plunges us into the terror of the unknown, where the darkness of space holds unimaginable horrors, testing our courage and our will to survive. The very instinct that drove my exploration in games like Satisfactory, now being twisted and corrupted by the necromorphs that infest the confines of Dead Space. This is similarly explored in games like Subnautica, as we dive into alien oceans teeming with life, where every discovery fills us with both wonder and trepidation, each step having to be calculated and examined so as not to end up food for a leviathan that dwarfs even our biggest creations, but being placed alongside vistas that invoke both wonder and admiration. These games, and many others like them, tap into our innate curiosity and desire for discovery. They offer us worlds that are at once familiar and utterly alien, challenging our perceptions and expanding our imaginations. In this video essay, we'll explore how these three games, Satisfactory, Dead Space, and Subnautica, create compelling alien worlds. We'll examine the psychology behind our fascination with the unknown, and how these virtual experiences satisfy our need for exploration in an increasingly mapped and known reality. Satisfactory presents players with a unique proposition: to build a massive industrial complex on an untouched alien world. This juxtaposition of familiar industrial processes against the backdrop of an alien environment creates compelling exploration of the unknown, a uniquely human endeavor on a canvas completely devoid of anything that can even be considered remotely human. The game's alien world is a masterclass in environmental design. Bizarre rock formations tower over otherworldly vegetation, creating an atmosphere of constant discovery, ensuring that every moment spent on the planet invokes both awe and a desire to explore further. The flora and fauna defy Earth-based expectations, with bioluminescent plants that respond to the player's presence, and creatures that seem to defy the laws of nature as we understand them, but still possess similar enough archetypal similarities, such as the nature of biomes relating at least a little to Earth-based areas, like the deserts and forests, that the contrast only further enhances this desire to explore. As players begin their industrial endeavors, they must first face this alien environment. The familiar act of resource gathering takes on new dimensions when the resources in question are exotic ores and organic compounds harvested from alien life forms. This creates a constant tension between the player's industrial ambitions and the pristine alien world they're reshaping, which is only further mirrored in the game's progression system. Initially, players construct small, inefficient machines as they grapple with their new environment. But as they explore further and research new technologies, their industrial complexes grow in both size and complexity, and in late game stages, players find themselves having to manage sprawling industrial networks that span diverse alien biomes, making assimilating into the terrain a necessity. Conveyor belts stretch across chasms, transport tubes wind through alien forests, and massive space elevators reach towards the sky. This visual representation of human industry spreading across an alien landscape serves as a powerful metaphor for exploration and the taming of the unknown. Throughout the game, players uncover mysterious alien artifacts and technologies, hinting at a deeper history of the planet. These discoveries add layers of intrigue to the exploration, suggesting that perhaps humans are not the first intelligent life to set foot on this world. This only further heightens the desire to explore further, to understand what exactly happened on this planet, who these strange voices that you hear belong to, and how exactly it all links together. Ultimately, I'm not going to give you the answer, as you should honestly play the game for yourself, and it doesn't really matter to the wider question of the appeal of alien worlds. But it's not just the world the game takes place in that heightens this appeal of the unknown. The core of Satisfactory's gameplay revolves around resource extraction and management, a mechanic that brilliantly reinforces the alien nature of the world. Unlike many other resource management games, Satisfactory presents players with resource nodes, fixed points on the map where specific resources can be extracted indefinitely. This design choice serves multiple purposes in crafting the alien world experience. Firstly, it encourages exploration. Players must venture out into the unknown to discover new resource nodes, often navigating treacherous terrain and encountering strange creatures in the process. Each expedition into uncharted territory carries the promise of discovering a crucial resource that could revolutionize their industrial operations. Secondly, the fixed nature of these nodes forces players to adapt their industrial designs to the alien landscape, rather than simply reshaping the world to fit their needs. This results in factories that feel organically integrated into the environment, with conveyor belts weaving through alien rock formation and buildings nestled in the nooks of otherworldly geological features. I also want to point out how Satisfactory stands out in its emphasis on vertical space. Unlike many games that focus primarily on horizontal expansion, this title encourages players to build upwards, creating towering structures that pierce the alien skies. This vertical element not only adds to the visual spectacle, but also reinforces the sense of being in a truly alien world, where familiar laws of constructions and physics may not apply. In conclusion, Satisfactory's alien world is not merely a backdrop for its industrial simulation gameplay. Rather, it's an integral part of the experience, shaping every aspect of the player's journey. From the initial moments of awe and discovery to the late-game mastery of alien technologies, the game constantly reinforces its extraterrestrial setting. It challenges players to adapt, innovate, and ultimately thrive in an environment that is fundamentally foreign, yet becomes increasingly familiar through exploration and interaction. This delicate balance between the alien and the familiar, the natural and the industrial, creates a uniquely engaging experience. It satisfies our curiosity about the unknown, whilst also appealing to our desire to understand, control, and shape our environment. In doing so, Satisfactory offers a compelling exploration of what it might mean to colonize an alien world, and how such an endeavor might change both the world and the colonizers themselves. In essence, Satisfactory offers players a chance to explore the thrill of being the first to explore and exploit an alien world. It taps into our curiosity about the unknown, our drive to understand and master our environment, and our complex relationship with progress and its consequences. Through its unique blend of industrial simulation and alien world exploration, the game creates an experience that is simultaneously familiar and utterly foreign, challenging players to reconcile their industrial ambitions with the wonder and responsibility of exploring a new world. But Satisfactory isn't the only game I want to talk about today. No, Satisfactory is merely the game that kickstarted my look into this topic, and honestly, I'm really glad that I decided to waste hours of my life on this. But a game that takes this idea, but in a completely opposite direction, is the claustrophobic halls of Dead Space. Where Satisfactory offers a sense of wonder and possibility in its alien world, Dead Space plunges players into a nightmarish version of extraterrestrial horror. Set aboard the USG Ishimura, a massive planet-cracking vessel, Dead Space crafts an environment that is simultaneously familiar and deeply alien, playing on our fears of isolation, the unknown, and the corruption of the human form. Also, whilst the Ishimura might not be an alien world in the traditional sense, I think that the significant variety in areas plus the corrupted nature of the station due to the events of the game, the space station serves as a vehicle to comment on this idea of alien planets perfectly. The game's setting is crucial to its alien atmosphere. The Ishimura, once a marvel of human engineering, has been transformed into a labyrinth of darkness and danger. The ship's vast industrial spaces, living quarters and medical facilities, all designed for human use, have become twisted and unfamiliar under the influence of an alien presence, twisting the inherently human impulse to explore the unknown with an alien presence that corrupts the very halls that are meant to be familiar. Dead Space uses this appeal of the unknown against the player, and thematically, to explain the actions of those in the game, but also to further terrify the player. The desire to seek answers for the questions that players will inevitably have, like what actually happened here, only serves to further the horror that fills every aspect of the game. At the heart of Dead Space alien horror is the necromorphs, the game's primary antagonist. These games represent a grotesque fusion of human and alien, their forms violating our understanding of biology and human anatomy. But the necromorphs are not simply monsters. They are a corruption of the familiar, transforming the human crew of the Ishimura into something utterly alien and foreign, further pushing this theme of unknowable cosmic horror that permeates the entire game. It is a stark departure from the satirical nature of Satisfactory, and twists this desire for answers to the most illogical extremes. And that's why the horror is so effective. The game's combat mechanics further reinforce this alien nature. Unlike traditional shooters, Dead Space requires players to dismember the necromorphs to defeat them effectively. This mechanic not only serves gameplay purposes, but also emphasizes the alien physiology of these creatures, which do not conform to our expectations of how living beings should function, but also seeks to demonstrate pure, unbridled brutality. Whilst the necromorphs have been altered to the extent that they are basically unrecognizable, there is still a human element inside of them. But the game's expectation of complete obliteration seems to disregard this entirely, showcasing the absolute corrupting nature of the alien corruption and the dangers of blind exploration and advancements into the unknown. The player's experience of this alien horror is channeled through Isaac Clarke, an engineer, a uniquely human role pivotal in the very capacity for humanity to be advanced as it is in Dead Space, thrust into a nightmare beyond his understanding. Isaac's perspective is crucial to the game's portrayal of an alien encounter. As a relatable everyday protagonist, his terror and disorientation become our own, heightening the sense of alienation, serving an almost perfect audience surrogate. His job further reflects this idea of the allure of the unknown. As stated earlier, without people like Isaac, the twisted halls of the Ishimura would not have occurred, mainly due to not actually having gone off-world. But this commitment to immersion extends to even its user interface design. Health is displayed on Isaac's suit, and ammunition counts appear as holograms, and even the inventory is presented as a projection in real-time game space. This diegetic UI not only increases immersion, but also contributes to the sense of advanced technology that feels alien in its own right. As the narrative unfolds, players discover the true source of the horror. The Marker, an alien artifact of unknown origin. The Marker's ability to induce hallucinations and influence human minds adds a psychological dimension to the alien threat. It's not just a physical danger, but a force that can corrupt human perception and rationality. In the cold expanse of space, or the dazzling alien worlds of Satisfactory, what else can you trust if even your own senses are faulty? The game leans heavily into themes of body horror and transformation, core elements of its alien aesthetic. The way humans' bodies are twisted and repurposed by the alien influence taps into primal fears of loss of self and bodily autonomy. This visceral biological alien presence stands in stark contrast to the sterile technological environment of the ship, blurring the lines of the alien and the familiar. This body horror further accentuates these themes by further showcasing the sheer corrupting force that the Marker possesses, something so otherworldly and alien that the human mind is incapable of resisting its altering influence, at least in most cases. But these themes also extend beyond the visual. Audio logs and text documents scattered through the game provide glimpses into the crew's descent into madness and the gradual takeover of the alien presence. These narrative elements add depth to the alien world, suggesting a slow, insidious invasion rather than a sudden attack. The game's backstory involving planet-cracking operations adds another layer to its exploration of the alien. It suggests that humanity's ambition and resource exploitation, mirroring themes from Satisfactory, have awakened or unleashed something that was better left undisturbed. This adds a cautionary element to the narrative, questioning the wisdom of humanity's expansion into space. In conclusion, Dead Space crafts its alien world not through the presentation of an alien planet, but by making the familiar utterly foreign. It takes the controlled environment of a spaceship, humanity's means of surviving in the vacuum of space, and corrupts it with an alien presence that defies understanding. The game plays on our fears of isolation, body horror, and loss of control to create an experience where the player never feels safe or at home. Through its atmospheric setting, monstrous enemies, immersive design, and psychological horror, Dead Space presents a vision of an alien encounter that is not about wonder or discovery, but about terror and survival. It taps into our fears of what we might find in the depths of space, suggesting that some forms of alien life may be too horrible for human comprehension. But whilst Dead Space eschews basically any positives to the entire concept of space travel and the very idea of these alien worlds, whilst not being a literal alien world, the Ishimura serves as a vehicle for the idea, and Satisfactory serving as more of a satirical comment of rampant industrialism and the appeal of the alien worlds. Subnautica stands as an almost merging of the two ideas, possessing fauna that makes the necromorphs look like Halloween costumes with the varied and deadly leviathans, but still possessing the same wonder and awe that the areas in Satisfactory can produce. Subnautica stands as an effective middle ground for analysis.
They do not want us down there.
Subnautica submerges players in the vast mysterious ocean of an alien planet, offering a unique blend of wonder, survival, and environmental storytelling. Unlike the industrial focus of Satisfactory or the horror of Dead Space, Subnautica crafts a compelling narrative of alien discovery that begins with the player character crash landing on an ocean world. This setup immediately establishes themes of isolation and survival, placing the player in the dual role of survivor and explorer, forced to interact intimately with the alien environment to persist. As players venture into this aquatic alien realm, they uncover a world of incredible biodiversity. Each biome in Subnautica tells its own story through environmental design, from the shallow sunlight reefs teeming with life to the oppressive darkness of the deep ocean trenches. This environmental storytelling encourages players to piece together the narrative of the planet's evolution and history, creating a sense of a fully realized alien ecosystem. Central to Subnautica's narrative is the theme of scientific discovery, embodied in the scanner tool that allows players to study alien flora and fauna. The gameplay mechanics ties directly into the storytelling, as each scan provides not just gameplay benefits but also lore and insights into the alien world. It reinforces the player's role as an explorer and scientist, not just purely as a survivor. As players delve deeper, they uncover evidence of an ancient alien civilization, adding layers of mystery to the narrative and raising questions about the nature of alien intelligence and the potential fate of advanced civilizations. The game seamlessly integrates survival and crafting mechanics into its narrative of alien world exploration. As players gather resources and build underwater bases, they actively participate in the story of human adaptation to an alien environment. The structures players build stand in stark contrast to the organic alien world, visually narrating humanity's attempt to create familiarity in an unfamiliar setting. Despite its often serene beauty, Subnautica's alien world is not without dangers. Encounters with massive predators or ventures into hazardous deep-sea environments serves as reminders that this alien world is not inherently hospitable to human life, creating tension in the narrative and balancing the wonder of discovery with the ever-present threat of the unknown. A key narrative thread revolves around a mysterious disease affecting the planet's life forms, including the player character. This plot point ties into the themes of ecological balance and the potential consequences of interfering with alien ecosystems. It forces players to consider their impact on this alien world and grapple with questions of conservation versus survival, while the personal nature of the infection adds urgency to the narrative, driving exploration and discovery. Additionally, Subnautica's use of bioluminescence and otherworldly visual effects contributes significantly to its storytelling, conveying a sense of wonder and otherness that words alone cannot capture. This visual narrative reinforces the player's motivation to explore, driven by the sheer awe of the alien world. As the story progresses, players uncover the true nature of the planet and its former inhabitants, culminating in a series of revelations that challenges players to consider complex questions about interspecies communication, the nature of intelligence, and humanity's place in a vastly complex universe. In essence, Subnautica crafts alien worlds as a character in itself, one that players must come to understand, respect, and ultimately find their place within. Through its blend of survival gameplay, scientific discovery, and environmental storytelling, the game creates a narrative of alien exploration that feels both personal and profound. It presents an alien world that is simultaneously beautiful and dangerous, familiar and utterly foreign, encouraging us to reflect on our own relationship with the unknown, the delicate balance of nature, and the responsibilities that come with exploring new frontiers. By immersing players in this underwater alien ecosystem, Subnautica taps into a core aspect of our fascination with alien worlds. Not just the thrill of discovery, but the potential for these encounters to fundamentally change our perspective on our own place in the universe. It tells a story of adaptation, discovery, and coexistence that resonates beyond the confines of the game, challenging us to consider our role as explorers and stewards of the unknown. The allure of alien worlds in video games taps into fundamental aspects of human psychology, offering experiences that satisfy deep-seated cognitive and emotional needs. By examining the psychological underpinnings of our fascination with these digital alien environments, we can better understand their enduring appeal and the impact they have on players. At the core of our attraction to alien worlds is the psychological concept of novelty seeking. Humans are inherently curious creatures, with our brains wired to seek out new experiences and information. This trait, which has been crucial to our survival and advancement as a species, finds a safe and accessible outlet in the alien worlds of video games. Games like Satisfactory, Dead Space, and Subnautica all cater to this innate desire by presenting environments that are fundamentally different from our everyday experiences, stimulating our minds and rewarding our exploratory instincts. Another key psychological factor is the ability to engage with situations that would normally be dangerous but aren't due to being a video game. Alien worlds in games often present dangers and challenges that would be life-threatening in reality. However, the game environment allows players to engage with these threats from a position of safety, satisfying our need for excitement and adrenaline without actual risk. This psychological mechanism is particularly evident in Dead Space, where players can experience the terror of encountering hostile alien life forms without real-world consequences, allowing players to engage with threatening situations, but also emphasizing the potential dangers that alien worlds can hold. But the primary way that alien worlds engage with players psychologically is through the form of escapism that these alien vistas and landscapes offer the player. When players are transported to these digital environments, they experience a temporary escape from real-world concerns, which can have positive effects on mood and stress levels. The richly detailed environments of games like Satisfactory and Subnautica facilitate this transportation, allowing players to feel as if they truly inhabit these alien worlds, allowing themselves to place themselves into these worlds, to experience the world for themselves, however fictional, and to feel the allure of the unknown that permeates every section of the free games that I've talked about today. These games also offer an experience where skills are valued and help meaningfully shape the game that they are playing. As players learn to navigate, survive in, and even manipulate these foreign environments, they experience a growing sense of mastery that is psychologically rewarding. Satisfactory, with its focus on industrializing an alien planet, strongly appeals to this need for competence and control, but even games like Dead Space and Subnautica also apply to this idea, with survival becoming easier as you become more familiar with the biology of the necromorphs in the former, and as you explore more and more and discover new technologies, making exploration safer and safer in the latter. This idea is further reinforced by the psychological concept of the overview effect, typically associated with astronauts viewing Earth from space, finds a digital parallel in these games. Players often experience a shift in perspective when confronted with the vastness and alienness of these digital worlds, potentially leading to a re-evaluation of their place in the universe. This can be particularly impactful in games like Subnautica, where the player is dwarfed by the enormity of an alien ocean, and can help heighten this feeling of escapism, that there is something far, far, far larger out there, and as such the worries of everyday life can melt away in the face of the alien world. But additionally, alien worlds in games often serve as a form of psychological projection. Players can project their fears, hopes, and values onto these blank slate environments. This projection allows for a form of psychological exploration and self-discovery. The different approaches to alien worlds seen in our examined games, exploitation in Satisfactory, survival in Dead Space, and coexistence in Subnautica, all reflect different aspects of how we might see ourselves in relation to the unknown. Finally, I want to talk about the concept of sublime, a mix of awe and terror in the face of something greater than oneself, and how it is often evoked by these alien worlds. This complex emotional response, which has long been associated with experiences of nature and art, finds a new expression in the digital realms of alien world games, whether it's the vast industrial complexes of Satisfactory, the cosmic horror of Dead Space, or the beautiful but dangerous oceans of Subnautica. These games can invoke a sense of the sublime that is psychologically powerful and memorable. These games can help center someone's view of the universe, as faced with such vastness, with the sheer amount of possibilities that are, not only in these games, but in the world we find ourselves in, would help ground anyone's view of the universe, at least in my opinion. As we conclude our exploration of alien worlds and games, it becomes evident that these digital frontiers offer more than mere entertainment. They serve as profound canvases for human imagination, platforms for philosophical inquiry, and mirrors reflecting our own nature as explorers and adapters. Through our analysis of Satisfactory, Dead Space, and Subnautica, we've witnessed the diverse ways in which game developers craft alien environments to engage players. Satisfactory challenges us to impose order on an alien wilderness, tapping into our drive to understand and manipulate our surroundings. Dead Space plunges us into the terrifying unknown, forcing us to confront our fears and the potential horrors that may lurk in the cosmos, and Subnautica invites us to coexist with an alien ecosystem, prompting reflection on our place within larger natural systems. These games, each in their own unique way, demonstrate the power of interactive media to transport us to truly foreign realms. Unlike passive media, games allow us not just observe, but to inhabit these alien worlds, making decisions, facing consequences, and forging our own narratives within these strange landscapes. Moreover, these games often serve as thought experiments, allowing us to explore complex questions about humanity's future, our potential interactions with extraterrestrial life, and our responsibilities as a spacefaring species. They challenge us to consider how we might react when faced with the truly alien, and what such encounters might reveal about our own nature. The diversity of alien worlds in games also reflects the breadth of human imagination and our varied hopes and fears about what lies beyond our world. From resource-rich planets ripe for exploitation to hostile environments teeming with danger, to beautiful but fragile ecosystems, these digital alien worlds embody our speculations about what we might find as we push into the cosmic frontier. As technology advances, the potential for creating even more immersive and complex alien worlds in games grow. Virtual and augmented reality technologies promise to make these experiences even more visceral and impactful, potentially blurring the lines between digital exploration and real-world scientific speculation. In essence, alien worlds in games are more than just backdrops for gameplay. They are laboratories for ideas, catalysts for wonder, and windows into our own psyche. They challenge us to think beyond the confines of our earthly experience, to imagine new possibilities, and to reflect on our place in a vast and largely unknown universe. As we continue to reach for the stars in reality, these digital alien worlds serve a crucial function. They keep our sense of wonder alive, maintain our curiosity about the unknown, and allow us to rehearse, in a sense, for the day when we might truly set foot on alien soil. They remind us of the vastness of the cosmos and the endless possibilities that await us, both in the digital realm and perhaps one day among the stars themselves. In the end, the allure of alien worlds and games speaks to something fundamental in the human spirit, our unquenchable desire to explore, to understand, and to dream of what lies beyond the next horizon. As long as there are stars in the sky and questions in our hearts, game developers will continue to craft these digital alien worlds, and we, as players, will eagerly venture into them, driven by that most human of traits: curiosity about the unknown. And thank you for watching again. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much for watching. Main thing I want to talk about, it's like afterward, is thank you everyone in general so much for 1,000 subscribers. I honestly never thought I'd get this far. Like, I had like a vague plan for what I wanted to do with this channel, and this shit is... I've only been doing this like not even 2 months yet. So I hope that, you know, you'll enjoy. Sorry this video took so long to make, but after like a month solid of making videos and being back in uni, kind of just took it out of me for a bit, so I needed a break. And then I started playing Satisfactory, and well, the rest is quite literally history. Yeah, I might start streaming soon. If you want to see that, do let me know in the comments. Might open a Discord as well. But I'm very socially awkward, so even if I do open it, don't expect me to talk much. But yeah, the usual, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Or I have my Twitter down below, where I post updates about, you know, my life and future videos if you do want to go follow over there. There's also Twitch, where I might be live streaming on, as I said. Yeah, and I do have a Patreon if anyone would like to financially support me. Obviously, you don't have to. Just watching the video is more than enough. But yeah, well, that's about everything. Hopefully the wait for the next video won't be as long. But I do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.